What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 43 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. And it is a special episode because it's our 1 year anniversary. And we are talking Visions of Mana, Pools, Star Wars Outlaws, and Ultra Mega Cats.
All right, now I got to bring the heat. Pull up to the red light looking right. Come here, girl. Let me get your name, girl.
Sounds like a Nelly song.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
It's a lot of girls in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
JT? Not a JT fan?
I don't know who JT is.
Justin Timberlake, Summer Love?
Oh my gosh,
Come
JT.
on, bro.
I don't think I've ever actually called him JT. I've always just said Justin Timberlake.
Am I lame for that?
I don't know. Are you?
Guys, let me know in the comments if I'm lame for that. Is JT
or
not
you're just a big fanboy? You know, you're a big fanboy of Justin Timberlake. I don't think I've ever said, yeah, I'm going to go listen to JT. Like,
maybe I'm just a fanboy. I
yeah,
can't help it.
Fanboy. That's okay.
It's getting warm out, man. It's perfect time for Summer Love. If you've not heard Summer Love, I implore you, the next awesome, nice, bright, warm, sunny day, you roll down the windows, you crank up Summer Love, and you get you get into it.
I think everybody's heard that song, Dave, unless they've been living under a rock. So
salty. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love that song. That is a good song. It's sad that I didn't get the lyrics. I nailed the lyrics last week, but not this week. But that's okay. We'll get there again.
I thought I was throwing you a bone because everybody's heard this song.
I know, but apparently I didn't know it enough to realize. But now I do have to go listen to it. It's getting warm out. Vacation's coming up, so
it's the perfect time. Perfect time.
Anyways, Dave, how you been doing? What games you been playing, or what have you been doing?
Whole lot of nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been doing much of anything. I wish I had something for you guys. I really do. I wish I had. I put my patio furniture out. That's about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
what have you been up to? Tell us something more exciting.
I'm still working on rugs. Got like 3 rugs done last week. I'm also kind of hitting a wall with the video games I've been playing. Not in terms of like I'm not playing them, but I'm back to Farming Sim.
All it took was one invite in the Discord, and Adam is gone.
Yep. And so I've been playing that a lot. I've been regretfully admitting I've been playing a lot of Suicide Squad to just make sure I get everything in the season pass, because like I did buy the game, and I paid for the deluxe edition, so I got the season pass. So I'm getting all the loot for that. I actually watched a lot of movies this weekend or yesterday. I watched 2 movies yesterday. I watched Homefront with Jason Statham.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember that.
And the only reason I watched it is because I saw a TikTok of like, you know how they do the movie clips and the TikToks, and it's like little snippets of movies.
Yeah.
Well, they got me. They got me to go watch that movie. So
it's great marketing right there.
Yeah. And it's illegal, like it's like copyright stuff that they're putting out, and I just went and legally watched it. It's like they're not getting anything.
You gotta applaud the marketing there. That's great marketing. Actually, now that you brought up something about watching a show, I do have something. And I have a question, guys. Let me know if this has ever happened to you. But remember I told you I was like knee deep in Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
Okay, knee deep in Peaky Blinders. I am roped in, dude. I am 4 seasons in. I am absolutely loving the show. And then I get to the 5th season, and I bought a box set. And so there's 6 discs, and each disc is its own season. Discs 1 through 4 work fine, but discs 5 and 6 are region 2 European, and they do not play in my PlayStation. And I've never had that happen before.
Huh.
Have you ever had that happen before?
No.
Where the box set itself is actually mixed. Like the first 4 discs are region 1. And then 5 and 6 are region 2.
Was it a mistake, maybe?
I have no idea.
You better be calling Amazon and say, hey, I can't watch these movies or these
ridiculous.
TV shows.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? I've never had that happen before in my entire life. So I'm just like sitting on the edge of my seat waiting to find out what happens in the last 2 seasons of Peaky Blinders, because I cannot finish watching it, and that's frustrating me.
Do you not have like Netflix or anything? Is it not on Netflix, Dave?
It is on Netflix, but I don't want to get the subscription. I bought the box set.
Yeah, you don't have. Okay. Well, you can't do that anymore. I was like, can't you borrow somebody's thing? Nope, you can't do that anymore. So
No, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
all right. Well, Dave, send it back and get a new one, or send it back, pay for 1 month subscription of Netflix, cancel it when you're done with it, because it's like $6.99.
I will not cancel it.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You are forgetful in terms of subscriptions.
If I get Netflix right now, I will have Netflix for the rest of my life.
Okay. All right. Well, and I also tried watching Madam Web. I got 30 minutes and I fell asleep. So
yeah, that's about as far as I made it.
Yep. But anyways, so I actually had a question for you, Dave, and the rest of the audience. This is actually a question that came up at work today, and I argued one way and everybody else argued that I was kind of stupid. So let's put it out there. What makes a superhero? Or I guess a better question is Batman a superhero?
Ooh, yes.
Okay, why?
Because he stands up for justice.
Okay, so do you have to have a superpower to be a superhero?
No.
Well, this is not much of a debate that I thought it was going to be. I was hoping, because I'm on
you
the
don't
same...
think you don't think Batman's a superhero?
No, I do. I think he's a superhero. Everybody at work was like, no, he's not. He doesn't have superpowers. I'm like, you don't have to have superpowers to be a superhero.
No, you don't need to be.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think a superhero is somebody that, like you said, dedicates their life to the well-being of the universe and saves the world. Like, that's a superhero, and he's done that many times.
Yeah, he's a dude that stands up to justice, man. There's superheroes in our everyday life. There's superheroes, man. People putting their lives on the line to help out other people. Those are superheroes.
See, Dave, that's why we're friends, because I was like, I was like, oh, there's gonna be a little bit of debate tonight, and there wasn't. So
Zero debate.
Conversation, I guess.
Zero debate.
But one of my arguments was like, oh, Batman's not a superhero because he doesn't have superpowers. And I was like, well, if you look at it that way, then like Superman's not really a superhero because he is really just an alien that happens to be more powerful on Earth. You know what I mean? And then you look at like, okay, you go to the X-Men, and it's like they're not superheroes, they're mutants. Like they have genetic mutations that happen to give them extra abilities. Doesn't make him a superhero.
In fact, if you really look at like a lot of superheroes, a lot of them are genetic mutations in the way that they get their power, like Spider-Man and Hulk, and like it's really just like to have a character that's just kind of born with superpowers is really, really rare. Like I can't even really think of one off the top of my head.
And you could say like, okay, Thor, but Thor is just a god from a different country, or like not country, yeah, a different country. He's from Germany, but no, yeah, he's from a different world, and he's a god to many people, and that's like again, he's not a superhero. He's just a powerful entity that makes him a god. So
no, I totally agree with you, dude. All of Adam's coworkers, we love you very much, but you are wrong.
Yeah, actually, it's my athletes. I got an argument with not little kids, like 20-year-olds today about superheroes and powers and all that stuff.
Adam's athletes, you guys are great, but you're wrong.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. This is why we do this together, because apparently we're always on the same page for the most part. Well, I thought that was going to be a little bit more conversation, but we're on the same page. So let us know: do you have to have superpowers to be a superhero? And is Batman a superhero? I think he is.
It's so weird that they threw out like one of the most iconic superheroes of all time.
I mean, this has been like I've seen this argument a lot. Not a lot recently, but it's like come up in the past, like Batman's not a superhero, and I was like, yeah, I think he is, but whatever.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know if we're wrong, but I stand firmly behind Batman being a superhero.
I would happen to agree. So let's jump into our first game, Dave, because that took not as much time as I thought it was going to. And the first game is Visions of Mana. Visions of Mana.
Visions of Mana, indeed. Adam, any excitement for this at all?
I think it looks really cool, but I think you're going to explain it to a way that will appeal to me a bit more. I think because I don't know much about the Mana series in general, I didn't really know what I was looking for in terms of a new installment of a Mana game.
And the trailer that you watched when you kind of did your research, did you watch the gameplay trailer or did you watch the new trailer where they were kind of jumping through the incantations of the Mana series.
I think this one is the gameplay. Is that the one we wanted?
That's fine. I was just curious. If did you see the gameplay trailer where it's like the young kid and he's like on the old CRT TV,
I did not see that one.
like playing the Game Boy, and then he like grows up and stuff like that.
Here, I'll pull up the one I saw.
Think real quick. Honestly, let's pause it real quick because I think people. Yeah, let's let people know what's going on here because that other trailer is kind of like. That one really tugs at my heartstrings because it's gonna just describe my childhood to a T. So the Visions of Mana series, it's done by Square Enix, and if you don't know anything about it, the game originally came out. It's known in Japan as The Legend of the Sacred Sword, and it started in 1991 on the Game Boy. And it actually started as Final Fantasy Adventures, which was like a side story to the super popular Final Fantasy that was on the NES. So that's how Mana kind of got its start. But the series became really, really popular on the Game Boy. And then in 1993, Secret of Mana dropped on the Super Nintendo. And basically, what they did there is they dropped all of the Final Fantasy lore from the game and made it its own series. And that is where I jumped into it. And to this day, dude, this is still one of my favorite games of all time. Growing up through my childhood, this was one of my favorite games of all time. I actually still have the cart. Look how crispy that bad boy is. Yeah, dude. So I'm super, super into the Mana series, and I really, really, really love this series. So Secret of Mana dropped in 1993, and it was a huge hit. And then after that, it did get a few extra games. So there was Trials of Mana that was out on the Famicom in 1995, and then Legend of Mana, which was on the PS in 1999. And then there was this brief period in 2006 and 2007 where there was 4 titles that kind of dropped, where they tried to kind of bring the series back, and it never really caught on. So we're not going to talk about those. But going back to the Super Nintendo Secret of Mana, basically what happens in that game, and I think this is really important that you kind of know about the game, that this takes place in the fantasy world. And it basically what happens is, think of it like Wakanda, where this world kind of contains this energy source, and they call it mana. And what happened was this ancient civilization exploited the mana and then built this thing called the Mana Fortress, which was like this giant flying warship. And then this kind of angered the world gods of the time, who sent giant beasts down to the civilization and like went to war with them to try to reclaim that mana power. And basically, what happens in that like ancient time is a hero uses the mana sword to destroy the fortress and return the world to peace. Now, when you open up the Secret of Mana in 1993, what basically happens is the game starts. You see that there's this empire that's kind of seeking these 8 mana seeds, which is now holding all the power of the mana. And what they want to do is to restore those seeds and rebuild the Mana Fortress, which obviously would be very, very bad because they can take over the world again. And the game starts with 3 boys. In this game, you're actually nameless, so these characters don't have names, but you're kind of trespassing on this waterfall. And one falls into the waterfall and ends up finding the mana sword, and then removing the mana sword from the rock bed kind of awakens these monsters of the past that were once defeated and laid to rest. And they start attacking the village. And because they start attacking the village, this boy has been shunned from his village. So as he's leaving the village, he runs into this traveling knight who recognizes the blade as the mana sword and tells him that he needs to visit 8 temples to recharge it and to like become the hero of the past. And it's just an absolutely amazing game. So in that game, the Empire does succeed in unsealing the mana seeds and resurrecting the Mana Fortress, and the story kind of unfolds from there. But you can see where like this story is kind of right up my alley, dude. It's like Legend of Zelda, but with like way gianter beasts, and like I was so juiced on this game that I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited for this game. We can take a look at the trailer now that you guys know a little bit about the Secret of Mana.
So is this game going to be a continuation of the story?
So here's the thing. The game is not going to be a continuation. So you do not need to play. Never needed to play Secret of Mana in 1993. But I think if you did play the Secret of Mana series, there's going to be a lot of things in this game that you recognize. So it won't be a direct continuation, but it will all make sense within the timeline if you've played the original story.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's pull up the trailer. Here it is.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the trailer because I'm super excited for this one. And again, guys, if you're just listening, this looks so good. Doesn't it look so good?
Yeah, and that's what kind of like stuck out to me is just like the animation of the environment looks really good. The coloring looks really good.
Yeah.
The I don't know, it's got the cartoon like anime look to it, and I think it looks really good.
So they kind of kept it like a lot like Adam's saying, like it's super bright and super vibrant, and it has that like cartoony kind of feel to it.
Mhm.
But they still kind of kept it in like the same style almost as like it almost like the Super Nintendo sprites. Like it
Mhm.
still kind of feels like a retro game that's just been given like a facelift, if
Right.
that makes sense.
And honestly, the music in the background sounds really good and like fits well with the game style.
Yeah, and the settings are amazing, guys. So if you again, if you're just listening, like the settings are ridiculous. I mean, we're looking at the mana tree right now. It looks beautiful. I'll talk about that in a second.
Mhm.
But there's like a swampy kind of golden hour spot. Like we saw him running through the snow. Like there's this beautiful like spring meadow kind of situation going on, and like it just looks really, really beautiful. And I think that they really kind of held true to the way that fans like myself who've played the Super Nintendo version and love the Super Nintendo version, this is exactly the way that I want them to make the game because it still just really holds true to that Super Nintendo vibe that I love.
So is this isn't just a Switch exclusive? Like you can play it on PlayStation. Oh, obviously it just said PlayStation. So they'll backtrack that. I'm stupid because there's a PlayStation trailer, but it started out as a Nintendo game. Was it on like PlayStation and stuff too as well back in the day?
No, so it started out on Nintendo because again, it was a um spin-off of Final Fantasy. So if you guys don't know about Final Fantasy series, the Final Fantasy series started on Nintendo on the NES. And that game was so wildly popular that they did this kind of spin-off that went onto the Game Boy, and that was this game. And this game did so well that, you know, like I said, when Secret of Mana came out, they basically dropped all the Final Fantasy lore and were like, dude, we're making this its own game. Like it doesn't have anything to do with Final Fantasy anymore, and that's where it really kind of took off. And they had the licensing with Nintendo for a while, but the fourth game, the last real game that I count in the series, did drop on PlayStation in 1999 because that's when Square Enix started to like, you know, when the Final Fantasy like you know, the classic 6, 7, 8, that's when all those started dropping on the PlayStation. That's kind of when they lost their Nintendo exclusiveness and went to the PlayStation.
And then okay, so what is this story? Is it gonna be like you said? You don't need to play the new ones, but what did you find on the new story of this one?
Yeah, okay. So basically the story on this one here, and went directly to the source here and I wanted to make sure that I nailed this. So if you go and actually look at their website, they say that the game is a completely new story, but it is going to have kind of aspects of the original game, like I said. And their description of the game is that every 4 years, people from around the world are chosen to travel to the Mana Tree, which we saw that in the opening, right? The Mana Tree is very, very important in the Secret of Mana. So if you played the Secret of Mana, you're going to recognize that. Also seems to be very, very important in this game. And basically, what they need to do is rejuvenate the Mana Flower. And there's a soul guardian that is chosen to ensure the safe pilgrimage of all of these people. And the main character that you're playing as is Vale, is the guardian. So basically, what's going to be happening is that all of these people are pilgrimaging. Is that even a word? Pilgrimaging? Pil-
Sure, we'll make it.
Pil- Making the pilgrimage.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's the way you say it. So all of these people are going to be making to the pilgrimage to the mana tree to rejuvenate the mana flower. And my expectation here is that you're going to have to kind of travel ahead of them and clear the path of all of these monsters and evil things that are kind of set out in the path, keeping them from the mana tree.
Is it almost like a I don't know how to describe it. Is it almost like a like a Hunger Games situation? Like the first that gets there is like the one that kind of takes over.
No, no, it's a much more peaceful kind of thing, right? Because it's kind of everybody all working together, right? So this mana flower, rejuvenating the mana flower and like holding the mana tree sacred and stuff like that. That's kind of what's keeping civilization at peace, right? So what you don't you want to rejuvenate this mana flower to keep everything kind of flowing in the natural course of things. And think of it this way: if the mana tree dies and the mana flower dies,
Bad things happen.
everything hits the fan. Like
Okay.
everything hits the fan, and the bad people win. So you basically we're all kind of working together to just kind of keep the peace. So yeah, it's not like a Hunger Games situation.
Okay, I'm caught up now. I was a little confused. I was like, oh, there's 4 people that are making the pilgrimage
Yes,
to.
it's a far less bloodthirsty
Okay.
story.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure. Okay, that's
But
pretty cool.
don't get discouraged, guys. I mean, there's obviously going to be some crazy stuff in your way. So I mean, if you're looking for a game that you want some like kick-ass combat, like there's definitely going to be some stuff in your way that you need to fight, and it's going to be big and beastly. And I am super excited for it.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. What do you want to see with like the gameplay mechanics and the combat mechanics to make sure one that it is like it holds up today versus like actually like staying true to what they are. You know what I mean? Like what are you expecting in this game?
There's a lot of things to talk about with the combat system, and the first thing is going to be that you have 3 playable characters. Number one is going to be Vale, like we talked about, who is the Guardian, and then you also have Karina and Morley, who at this point I believe are Vale's childhood friends and have been chosen to be one of the people that needs to go rejuvenate the mana flower. And during this gameplay, you're going to be able to seamlessly switch between these people in combat, which I thought was really, really cool because, again, going back to the Super Nintendo, this was kind of the first game that really kind of did this. Like if you were to look at this Super Nintendo Secret of Mana, right, you would probably think that it's a turn-based RPG, but it's not. It's really more of a hack and slash where you can kind of switch seamlessly between these characters. And back in the Super Nintendo days, you like that was kind of few and far between. That was a really new idea. So they carried that over, which I think is, really, really interesting and just something that I'm super excited that they brought over. And then in the game, you're going to have 8 elemental spirits, which will give you their powers. So you're looking at wind, earth, fire, stuff like that. And basically, you're going to be able to attach these kind of um, spirit element specialities to your character and give them a very different type of move set. And then in the combat system, it's kind of the same thing as like the original series, but just on steroids. So the original series, you had this like wheel that you could open up that would kind of like open up special abilities and stuff like that. They've brought that all back, which I'm super excited about because at its heart, this is a hack and slash. This is really just a hack and slash kind of brawler where you can switch between people, but it always had that element of like casting and using spells and using special attacks and stuff like that. And they brought all that back and they did it like absolutely crazy because based on the elements you can have 3 different characters that all represent 8 different move sets and skill sets with 8 different like 8 different like spells, and the combinations are gonna that you can play this game are kind of like endless.
That's really cool.
I think it's super, super, super underrated. I think the way that they kind of did it and threw the nod back to the original series is top notch.
And this is a single player game only. So even though there's 4 characters that you can kind of seamlessly switch between, you're playing by yourself, right?
This is a single player experience. Hey, you're gonna be playing by yourself. So if you're a sad, lonely gamer like me, this is right up your alley. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really interesting. I mean, it's a linear game, which I love, but it's linear like like the Souls likes. It's a very large open world that is really focused on exploration. So you're never gonna get lost wondering where to go, but you're still gonna have the ability to explore, obviously. We talked about the classes, and the cool thing with the large open spaces is they do have mounts, so they're going to give you things to ride, so you can get like beasts and stuff like that to like ride around the areas like super fast, and yeah, and just being able to switch between everything, and just looking at the combat system. The combat system looks really, really clean, and one of my favorite things about the combat system that we've seen in the trailer, the AI looks responsive. They look like they're actually helping. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like they're kind of just in the way and waiting for you to switch to them.
That's always the worst, especially like Suicide Squad did this kind of bad. Even though it's a co-op game, so they want you to play as a co-op, but like when you don't, the AI just gets in the way or they're not really doing anything. They're kind of annoying. A game that does really well with the AI, like companions was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Great. They did.
That game was really well done with the AI, and I can definitely see that because there's other games that it's like, why are you in the game? Like Call of Duty used to be like that. It's like you're like taking one like enemies one by one by like just one bullet, and then your AI soldiers are just standing there, like just not doing anything. It's like, man, I'm a one-man army. Like, just go home, everybody. But no, it's good that the AI looks responsive and actually going to do something for you as you play the game. I guess another question I had is, shoot, what was I going to say? I can't remember. I don't remember. I think it was something to do with the abilities. Like, did you see on what some of those abilities are? You say it's elemental. What are those elemental? Like fire, things like that? The typical.
It's typical fire, wind, water, all that stuff. So, like, outside of those, I'm not really sure what they're gonna. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably throw in something crazy like spirit. I mean, this could be a Captain Planet situation where heart. I don't know.
Like love.
Love, yeah.
Kill him with the power of love.
The power of love. Yeah,
But-
I think it's gonna be super good, man. I'm super excited for it. And like it talked about with that other trailer. If you guys haven't checked out that other trailer, there's this trailer that dropped where it was kind of this kid. It starts off like way back in the day, and the kid's playing on the Game Boy. And then it kind of fast forwards a little bit, and then the kid is like sitting in his room on this old school. Yeah, this one. So it's like
pulling up the chair.
pulling up. Yeah. So if you guys are just listening, this trailer, like when I saw this trailer just really kind of hit home for me, right? Because this was my experience, man. This was me as a kid. I'm in the game shop right now, and I just pick up a Game Boy game, and it's like
What is this?
yeah, it ends up being this, Final Fantasy spin-off that's really the Secret of Mana, and then you get it and you're playing it, and then it fast forwards to the Secret of Mana, and he's like sitting in his room with the CRTV and everything, and he's he finally gets the Mana Sword out, and like he finally beats the game, and it's that triumph moment where he's just kind of like leans back on the chair and he's like, I did it. You know what I mean? And like, that was my childhood, dude. Like this was my childhood. And it's a crazy long trailer. So
Yeah.
we don't have to watch the whole thing, but just like, this
It's
was
just-
it, man.
It's cool, like with these kind of trailers, and like it's cool to see like this experience that everybody felt with this type of game. It was like so well known. They can make a trailer like this that everybody is like, like
Yeah.
that nostalgia feeling. Like I was just like this kid. So that's really
Yeah.
cool and really unique.
And the trailer, the best part of the trailer is the trailer ends and you see this guy that's like, he's got to be in his early 30s, right? And he walks out of this building. You can tell he probably just left work or something, because he's in a suit and a tie, and then he looks up at the marquee and he sees that this game is coming out and just stands there, and it's like you can tell that all of these memories that he had as a kid are just kind of like, yeah, this part right here, like all of these memories that he had as a kid are just kind of like coming back to him, and he's like, he's just like transported back into like his childhood right there. Just looking at that, he's just like transported back, and you're just like, oh man, like that hits right here for me, dude. It hits right there.
That's so cool. That's exactly how I feel when I play or anything I see Jet Set Radio. Every time I see something Jet Set Radio, I just remember like beating the final boss, and like, so when I saw the Sega announcement of like all those games, I'm like, Jet Set Radio, I gotta go back and experience it again. So, but that's really cool, and like you said, the game looks really cool. It's coming out this summer. I don't think there's an official date. Did you see an official date?
No official date, but it is planned for summer 2024 on all platforms. So, everybody's gonna get to experience this. We're gonna get it sometime this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no delays. But it looks pretty far in development. I don't expect any delays. And give it a chance. Give it a chance, guys. It's a great game. If you played Secret of Mana, you probably already know about this, and you're already just like super juiced like me. And if you haven't, give this one a shot, because I think it's a game that if you don't really know what it is, it's just gonna kind of fly under the radar. But it's definitely worth checking out, I think.
I agree. Thumbs up for me. It's one I'll actually check out. Even though I'm not a huge fan of like Legends of Zelda. That was like one of the first kind of vibes I got from it. But the more I watched, I was like, okay, this looks fun, fast, and like it doesn't seem like with Zelda, there's like a lot of puzzles in it, right? This one doesn't seem like a slow down, figure out puzzle kind of stuff.
You're gonna love this, Adam. Secret of Mana is Legend of Zelda without like the twists and turns of the dungeon.
Okay, I gotcha.
When you go to a dungeon, you're just killing stuff. You're not like finding the trapdoor or like you just kill stuff until you get to the middle of the dungeon.
I like it. Thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up. I think it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
Check it out. Drops summer 2024 on all platforms.
Gotcha. Well, Dave, you know this series or this IP is one of your favorite retro games.
Rooted in the retro world.
So it is time to do a draft of the best retro games ever. And Dave, I'll let you go first because I know how much of a retro fan you are, and you deserve to have your first pick, Dave.
You already know what the first pick's gonna be, right?
I think so. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay. First pick on the list. We of course have to go with. Oh, well now I'm debating. I'm going with my favorite game of all time, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
And that's what I would have figured, to be honest. I wasn't
Yep.
sure of just how we were talking about or like Mana. I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna pick that over Zelda, but no, you did not. So
You got to do it.
yeah, you can't go away from Ocarina of Time. You have the sword. You have the ocarina. Like,
I can't turn my back on it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I can't do
Yeah.
it.
okay, well, oops, I just kicked my thing. My first pick is Super Mario Brothers.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what started
that-
video games for me.
Is that redemption because we put it number 2 on the
Yeah,
list
I
of the
think
best
so,
platforms?
yeah. It had to be up there.
Yeah, that's a great pick. No, that's a great pick. Okay. Next up on my list, what am I gonna do here? There's so many good games. I'm so okay. Let's pause. Can we pause the draft for a
Pause.
second?
Timeout.
Let's
Technical
pause the
foul.
draft. I have a question for you,
I have an
Adam.
answer.
What is a retro game?
That okay? I was gonna bring that up after our draft. Like, how old does a game have to be considered retro?
Because there's like some 15-year-old kid out there that's like, PlayStation 3 is retro, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it's not. Like,
Yeah,
it's not.
so-
Like, so I have a question for you. How old is retro?
Let's say PS1. Or it's
PS1.
PS2. I think PS2 is kind of getting that realm now. Xbox and PS2.
That's kind of where I was gonna put it.
Okay.
PS2 is retro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm glad we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Number 2 on my list, since we have agreed that PS2 is retro, I am going to go with GTA Vice City.
Oh, come on. I lied. The PS2 is not on there until it's my pick. Gosh darn it. That was on my list.
I
Dang it.
have to, dude. Dude, I've sucked so many hours in GTA Vice City. I can't even tell you. I've probably beaten that game like 100 times, and then just the countless times of like, let's put on all the cheat codes and get a 5-star wanted level and see
Yeah.
how long we can stay alive for.
Okay, well, since you took Vice City, I feel like I can't take San Andreas. We kind of made that unspoken rule. If you take one series, you can't take another one out of that series. So
Do you want San Andreas?
no, I don't, Dave. So my second pick is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 as my wait, did I say first choice? My second choice is Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
That's a great choice.
Gosh darn it.
I'm sorry.
I'm so
Dude,
flustered. I
I
wanted
know.
Vice City so bad. I was like, oh, Dave's gonna go even more retro, but no, I like it. I like the pick though.
Okay. No, I mean, you can't go wrong with that either. I
Yeah,
think
for
those are 2 solid second picks. Okay. Next up on my list, we're gonna go to we had to did the Let's Play series of it. The first person shooter that started it all. The one and only GoldenEye 007. Adam's leaving. Where is he go? Wait. Oh, where are you going? Adam.
Take my picks. What are you doing?
That was your pick?
That was my pick.
Really?
This is like the first time where you're actually taking all my picks of the picks. Mine
And
is
you-
Legend of Zelda.
And you just let me go first.
I know. Okay, in all seriousness, it's your realm of games. You love retro, so
I do love retro. I
Okay,
can't
well
get
then-
enough.
Alrighty. My third pick is Frogger.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, I went
That's
super. That's like a retro game.
That's
like
a retro.
yeah, but it was so fun. I remember like my mom loved that game. When my mom loves a video game, it's like a good, solid like retro game because she
I hope
anything that involved 2 joysticks, forget it. Like she struggled with that.
I
But-
I
Frogger is
I-
easy.
I hope this isn't on your list, but yeah, anytime your mom loves a game, it's a great game. And I have to say that my mom loved Star Fox 64. Sometimes I would come home and watch her, like see her. She would be playing Star Fox 64 when I wasn't even there.
That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
that's
mom was
great.
never like that. She always waited when we were home. She wasn't a gamer, so. But yeah, so that's my third pick.
My mom was not a gamer, but yeah, for whatever reason, just loves Star Fox 64. Okay, next up on the list, we are going to go with a deep cut, and I am going to take TMNT Turtles in Time.
That's like an arcade game. I like it.
It's a little arcade brawler,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
it's a I honestly have more memories of it being ported over to the Super Nintendo and playing
Yeah.
it with my brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. If you're looking for a classic beat 'em up, I mean, and you can't go wrong being the Turtles.
And they're
right?
hard though, aren't they? Like it's not easy playing that
It's-
game.
It's not an easy game. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, I beat it a handful of times, but I'd be hard pressed to say that I beat it every time you turned it on. I mean, you turn it on, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Fourth pick? Is that where we're at?
Yeah,
we are.
fourth pick.
Oh, wow. Okay. My fourth pick is NBA Jam.
Let's go.
Boom shakalaka.
I love NBA Jam.
It's so good. It's
so good. No, it's so great.
That's I actually got it on my phone for so long. I was like, boom shakalaka. That's like my favorite saying.
Can't have NBA Jam on the phone. I won't get anything done.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. And to round off my draft, I'm going to go with kind of an obscure cut here, but if you're a retro gamer, you know this one, and you know this one's kind of pricey, but we're gonna go back to the N64 era, Old Faithful, and we're gonna go with Conker's Bad Fur Day. This game,
I don't know which one that is, to be honest.
you don't know Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No, I don't.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay. This game was officially licensed by Nintendo, and my mom bought me this game when I was about 12. This game is Conker's Bad Fur Day. You see that there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically what this is about a drunk squirrel trying to get home to his girlfriend to get a little love.
Interesting, Dave. That's what we're putting on the internet here.
Dude, this was officially licensed by Nintendo. There's
Yeah.
no way that they let this game happen like in today's age.
No,
There's no way.
definitely not.
You're a drunk squirrel. The first main boss in this game is a gigantic piece of crap. He's like a singing turd, and he's like, "I am the great mighty Pooh."
That's awesome.
My mom bought me this game when I was 12.
I bet she regretted it as she learned what it was.
Absolutely, but back in that day, you can't take stuff back once
Right.
it's open.
Yep. Okay. Oh man, I have some really good deep cut games on my list for my number 5. Can I take 5 games as my final 5?
You can do that. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Shoot. I already picked a Mario game, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, my final pick is one of the best shooting games ever with the light gun. And my 5th pick is Duck Hunt.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, it's so good.
That
When you see
dog's-
the screen flash after you.
That dog still infuriates me to this day. When that dog
Yeah, it
pops up and
laughs.
starts laughing at you,
Oh, it's so frustrating.
yeah, no, game over. That's game over for
And
me.
you know that gun wasn't actually that good. Like you could it was so bad. Like the light gun never really worked.
It never really worked. Do you remember the kids that would cheat? Do you remember back in the day, though, if you held the light gun up to the light bulb and just hit it, it would automatically register as
Really?
a hit. Yeah, you could just hold it to a
Ah.
light bulb. Because the way
Huh.
the way that works is when the light gun goes off, your eye can't visualize it, but the entire screen, when you hit the button, goes black for 1 second, except for one pixel that stays white, and that's how it registers it. If you're pointed at the white pixel, it registers it as a hit. So if you would just hit it at like a light bulb that was super bright,
Huh.
it would register a hit every single time.
Well then, I'm glad I never knew that as a kid because I would have cheated my way the whole time and try to get high scores. But no, I did not know that. That's really interesting. Cool.
Little helpful tip for the old retro heads like myself out there. All right, honorable mentions. We know we got a couple. I was debating here. So I ended up taking Ocarina of Time, but I also obviously have the original Legend of Zelda on here and Link to the Past. Shout out to Doom. Absolutely love Doom. We have Super Metroid, Secret of Mana, Ninja Gaiden, and of course, Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, some of my honorable mentions here is Mario Kart, like the early
Ooh.
Mario Karts. Space Invaders,
Ooh, throwbacks.
Pac-Man.
He's throwing out arcade
Yeah.
bangers.
I mean, they're retro and they're great games. And I know like I'm not the biggest retro fan, but like I remember playing these games. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I did it. Is like the games I remember playing. Because like I don't know all the most Nintendo games, if that makes sense. But also Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. Had to be on the list.
There's
There's so many good retros.
There are, and they're so fun. But
Yeah, guys, let us know down in the comments. Super excited to know this one because I am a huge retro fan. What is your favorite retro game of all time? Also, let us know if you agree with the PS2 because I feel like that's very subjective.
yeah, I would think
I
so.
feel like that has a lot to do with age.
Unless
like,
you think that it's more now like it's a different, like you know how like there's millennials and things like should it have its own name now? Like retro is like the Sega or like the Nintendo era, like and the N64 era. Is it like a different era of games? Like
I mean, I feel like it kind of has to be, right? Like, are we
Yeah.
getting so old that it needs to be broken up? Retro needs to be broken up into two sections.
Yeah.
Like, is there a bit era where it's all about the 8-bit, 16-bit, and then everything after that in between, like PS3 and before is like its
Yeah.
own retro section? Like, I don't know. It's
that's
very
what I'm
subjective.
saying. I think it should be if that's the case. So
It's very subjective.
and it's the same thing with like movies now, like classic action movies. Okay, but when does classic start now or stop? Like when is a movie classic?
Is it just that we're getting old?
Shoot.
I don't know if there's a radio station by you called 97 Rock, but
I don't think so.
okay, there's a radio station by me that's called 97 Rock, and they basically played classic rock. So like back in the day, that was my dad's station. He loved it. They played, Hendrix and Zeppelin and the
Yeah.
Doors and all that stuff, right? Now they're playing stuff like Nirvana,
Yeah.
the Deftones. I'm like, oh my God, dude, the Deftones are classic rock right now. Like, I'm so old.
It was funny. So today I was at work and it was soccer practice and it was their fun practice because their spring season's done. And they're jamming the music in the middle and kind of dancing. And then one of the soccer players was like, Adam, come over here. And I was like, nah, I'm good. And then I was talking to somebody else. And then she walked over. She's like, Adam, why'd you come over and like dance with the music? And then I was like, because I don't want to do that. She's like, oh, why? Because you're lame. I was like, no, I'm no, it's not lame. I'm 30. And I was like, I don't want to be dancing with like college, like kids. Like, I don't do that. Like, that's not fun to me. She's like, oh, okay. Haha, you're 30. I was like, oh, wow. I threw myself under the bus there. But
We're old. We're officially
old.
getting old, man.
But I'm not 30 yet. Just saying. I'm starting to round myself up to kind of get used to it.
Stop talking about 30 like it's a bad thing, dude. I'm 37. You forget this.
Yeah, okay. I'm turning 29
Let's-
again.
Let's move on before I
Yes,
cry.
yeah. Pools. A game about pools, kind of.
Pools, the game. Coming April 26th on Steam. Number one question, Adam.
Yes.
Why are we reviewing this game?
I don't know. But essentially, what Pools is a psychological horror with no horror.
It has nothing. This game has nothing.
Yeah, okay,
There's
but let me
nothing.
explain it. Let's kind of go into it. Let's pull up the trailer. And I'll say, honestly, okay, I think this game is unique. How about that?
I'll do my best to explain what's happening in this trailer, but spoiler alert, guys, it's not much of anything.
But it's cool, Dave. Let me explain why when we go over this trailer real quick, okay? So
Okay.
here's the trailer right about meow. And
Okay.
there we go. And
Adam.
go for it, Dave. Do your best to explain this game.
All right, guys. So right now, what we're doing is we are inside of an empty mall. And in the mall is a lot of ponds and pools and stuff like that. And there's some water slides. There's no people. There's no other people here. You're all alone. Right now, your character is walking through one of these pools. There's some rafts there. And then you just kind of get to the edge of the screen.
But if you're afraid of heights, come on. And then seeing stuff like that's scary. When you fall into the water and you just sink. Come on. That's a little scary. Dave, that's scary.
Yeah, so now there's some houses in the water.
And it's like nighttime. It's dark. You can't see anything.
It's kind of dark, yeah. I mean, and now we're not even in a pool anymore. It just feels like the mall is kind of flooded. This
Yeah.
slide looks cool. There's a slide right here. This is where the trailer really got me, because once you go inside this slide, it's just kind of like a bunch of different shades of red floating around.
And
It's
then
just
you
like,
splash into the bottom of the pool. Okay,
now
so I mean, there's really not much to say about what you're seeing in this game. I think this is gonna be a game that you experience. Like, you can't describe what you're seeing and feeling in this game unless you're playing it.
I mean, I guess, but here's the thing, right? So,
Yeah.
like Adam said, is this a psychological horror? Because I'm not sure that it is.
Okay, so the way they describe this game in their description and everything like that is, yes, this game doesn't have things chasing you. There's no jump scares, but what they're trying to like tug at with this game is essentially people's fears, and I feel like that's kind of messed up. So what they're trying to like target is like having a fear of getting lost and the fear of darkness and like tight spaces, and then like, isn't it like there's a fear of things that are overly big, like things like that is what they're trying to kind of tug at with this game. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay, here's the thing, right? If they did this game and they told us that there's nothing to be afraid of, but they lied and like you went through this area and there actually was something to be afraid of, then I would be like, okay, like I get it. But if you're telling me that there's no jump scares, nothing to run from, nothing that's gonna happen, I don't know how I'm gonna get scared playing this game, because I've lost that element of like of urgency. Like I've lost that element. Like I know nothing's gonna happen, so I've lost the fear. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it's hard to explain why I thought this game looked cool. I think maybe it was just the fact that it has the photorealism to it. It has like the sound design's really cool. Like you can hear yourself walking through the water, the echo of the steps. It's like an eerie scary.
It's very, yeah, I mean, it's very eerie. Like, and guys, if you're just listening and you didn't get to see the trailer, when I say that there's nothing, there's nothing. There's no interface.
There's
no,
water slides, there's water, there's lights. Okay.
no, but I mean in like terms of like actual game,
Oh,
like an
yeah.
actual
Oh,
game.
okay, I get what you're saying.
There's no user interface. There's no dialogue amongst characters. There's no background music. Like there's no nothing. And like I get that they're trying to go for that eerie vibe. And if they were to say that, like, like I said, if they were to say that there's nothing that's going to happen and then stuff does end up happening, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. Like it is actually scary, but I'm just kind of confused. I'm kind of confused. There's nothing to solve. Like there's I don't know. They say it's relaxing, but it's like actually kind of terrifying at the same time. So like I don't get what they're going for.
It's like one of those games that's a walking simulator.
Yeah, kind of.
Apparently there is challenges like in your navigation. You have to use like navigation skills to kind of find your way through and things like that. There's no story, but there's 6 chapters in this game. And with the chapters, I think it's that what they said is like the world changes around you as you're going through the chapters and things like that. And each of these chapters takes 10 to 30 minutes. So if you're really good, it's going to take you 10 minutes. If it's not as good as I probably would be, it's going to take me 30 minutes.
So I mean, and don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not trying to crap on the game here. I think what they've done here is something that's very interesting and something that I've never seen before. But I think the presentation is where they kind of went awry. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine that I'm alone, that I'm the only gamer that's kind of just confused and perplexed by this whole thing.
I think what it probably is maybe they shouldn't describe it as a horror game, but more as like a puzzle game. Like it's a puzzle game that is eerie. You know what I mean? With like trying to figure out where, like a navigational puzzle game with eerie elements.
I mean, that's probably closer. I think it's really hard to kind of categorize it into any style of game, right? Because there's so little aspects of each thing that it's like, if you tell somebody that this is going to be like a survival horror, they're gonna be disappointed because it's not even close to that. If you tell somebody that this is gonna be like a puzzle platformer, they're gonna be disappointed because it's not even close to that. Like if you tell people that this is just gonna be like some type of simulation game, like they're gonna be disappointed because it's not close to a simulation game either. It's just kind of like it has little pieces and chunks of everything, but it's not really like diving for lack of better words, Pools is not really diving into any very specific genre. I don't know how to class it. Like how do you classify this game is the question.
How about a maze game?
I don't think it's a maze game because they said you don't have very much to solve.
You could play. It's a navigational thing where you have to find out where you're going and like keep track of that.
But the devs have said that there's very few things to solve in this game. It's not like you're going to be challenged. Like
I don't know, Dave. I just
Yeah.
thought it looked cool.
it's tough. It's tough. No, it's a very interesting game. Like I'm glad you brought it up because I definitely like have things to say about it and I have questions about it. So yeah, I just
okay.
No.
But okay, one thing. Okay, did you think that the sound design and just like the photorealism is pretty cool?
I think the photorealism is really cool. I think the sound design is good too. Also, the water animation. Yeah, the water like the mechanics and animations of the water and everything look really, really good. I think that you know what this really comes down to? Price point. How much would you pay? How much would you pay?
10, 15.
$10.
Yeah.
I think for $10 to experience it, I think you're fine.
Especially like it's not supposed to be a very long game. I don't know. I thought it was it just looked interesting to me. I know it's kind of unique, definitely very unique in terms of like what it's bringing to the table. There is a demo. I didn't get a chance to play it. I really wanted to, but I wasn't able to download it and play it. So if you want to check out the demo, there is one available. This game is coming out, I think, fairly soon. It doesn't have a date yet.
April 26th.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry, it does. It's coming out next week. So by the time this episode, next week it'll be out. So very soon. There's no price point on it on the website or on Steam. And this game is made by Tensori.
Believe a small dev, right? We love our small devs here. Again, guys, I'm not crapping on the game. I'm not crapping on. I just had questions.
I think what they're trying to do is essentially they're trying to tug at people's fears. But if you're truly like have a phobia or a fear or something, you're not going to play a game that's going to put you in that phobia.
Probably not, no.
Like, if there was or frogs in this, I would not be playing it.
I hate snakes. I'm not playing Anaconda. I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if that's what they're trying to go for is, like, get people, like, overcome their fears, I think this is the wrong way to do it. This would be a really cool game in VR. To kind of like with the way the sound is and the animations. If this is a VR game, that'd be really cool.
I think a VR experience makes a lot more sense to me. That's what it feels like. It feels like a simulation. Like the same thing as like the roller coaster, VR games and stuff like that. It feels like you need to be just kind of in this. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me.
I agree. But anyway, I thought it looked interesting. I know it's not the most like beautiful out there game. I just thought it looked cool and it's got a sideways thumb for me.
I'm gonna play the demo. I'm intrigued enough to play the demo. I'm gonna see what this is about. So yeah. As of right now, I mean small dev. As we love our small devs, so I'm gonna give a sideways thumb too. Let me play a demo. See what it's really all about. Game creativity gets a thumbs up.
Oh, for sure.
Presentation, marketing team gets a thumbs down.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they should have described the game different.
Yeah.
And showed it off a different way. But other than that, let's see how it goes. Dave, it's your turn. You can introduce this next segment of our drafts.
Okay.
What a great segue, Adam.
So this game obviously entails a bunch of water slides like we talked about. Water slides being one of the coolest things that you could do as a kid in the outdoors. So we decided we're going to do a little bit of a draft of the coolest activities to do outside in your childhood.
Yeah. I don't know.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll go first.
Yeah, go first.
My first pick is swimming pool.
Swimming pool is a good one.
Yeah, I love swimming.
Yeah.
I still love swimming. It's so fun. But yeah, and I did that. Like I had a membership to a pool, like a public pool back when I was like in middle school, early high school. Literally, it opens at 8, closes at 4 for dinner. Come back at 5, stay till 8 every single day.
Dang.
My hair was white. because of all the chlorine. My skin was brown because I never really I put sunscreen on one day and then I burned and then I just kept, So every single day in the summer.
For a dude who hates frogs, you're pretty aquatic.
Yeah, but frogs are different. Frogs suck and are scary. All right.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Okay, first up on my list, there's only one place we could go, and I don't think there's anything better than when you were a kid. Nice summer day, just getting out with the boys and riding some bikes, dude. I'm taking riding bikes.
That is a great pick. I didn't even think about bicycles.
Dude, that was like that was your first taste of freedom as a kid. When
It
you got
was.
your bike and you were like just allowed to kind of go. Like when you didn't have to be like, "Oh, stay on the end, don't go further than the corner." When
Yeah.
you were just like, "Okay, I can just go." That
Yeah.
was pure freedom. Get on the bikes with
Man.
the boys, have a great Saturday.
I kind of miss that. Like bringing
Yeah, man.
that up. Like again, the same town where I swam every day. I'd ride my bike there every
Yeah.
single day, and it's like 3 or 4 miles, and you just pedal as fast as you can. It's so fun. But okay, did you have a bike where like you had the pegs in the back? I mean, you probably did,
Yeah.
obviously. But
Yeah.
did you ever like stand on the pegs and go no hands?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that was
definitely.
my favorite part. Or
I used to
standing on the seat and no hands. You ever do that?
No, that's crazy. You're a much better bike rider than me.
Oh, I
You
used
know
to
what
do that all
I
the time.
did like to do though is I used to stand on the pegs and you hold onto the frame and you do a little bit of a wheelie and then hit that bar spin.
I never did that.
Oh, those are fun.
I always liked like you can like steer when you're standing on the pegs, no hands. You can steer.
Oh
With the-
yeah.
That was also really fun. Okay,
Ad-
my
Adam's new obsession is next week he's gonna have a dyno. He's to be like, check out my pegs, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw him on my mountain bike and start riding around like that, or grab my son's little orange bike and throw pegs on that thing. But yeah, it's two great picks. Okay, my second pick is a trampoline.
Ooh.
I love trampolines. There was something about it. I can never really do a flip like off of a trampoline, but like for whatever reason, I could land, do double backflips, front backflip, like just crazy stuff on a trampoline. But I would never do it on the ground.
I'm gonna tell this story.
Oh, here we go.
I'm embarrassed. I can't believe I'm gonna put this out there.
No. If it's that embarrassing, don't do it. I'm just kidding. Let's hear it. You got
okay.
it.
I don't know if you guys can see this, Adam. I don't know if you ever noticed this. You ever see this scar above my eye?
Oh yeah, now I can. I never noticed it.
So if you guys are just listening, I have this pretty big scar above my eye. It basically goes the entire length of my eyebrow. And the way that I got that was on a trampoline. And what happened was I got some wicked air. I tried to do a triple front flip. And when I did it, I went all the way around 3 times, landed the triple front flip. But what happened was my feet hit the trampoline and then bounced back as my head was still going forward. And I basically kneed myself in the face and exploded my eye.
That's awesome. That sucks.
33 stitches above my eye. They had an extra 2 on the inside that held it together long enough for them to stitch it. So this bad boy right here is from kneeing myself in the face on a trampoline.
Ouch. That is no fun.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Trampolines are great though. That's a great pick.
That's awesome though.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Dave.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just
Although a triple front flip is very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wasn't it like they double bounced you?
No, I jumped off my garage roof.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we would jump off my garage roof onto the trampoline, and that would give you just a ridiculous spring.
Yeah.
So you got one jump off the roof, trampoline, and then you would get flied. So we would try to do all types of crazy stuff. But yeah, then I kneed myself in the face, and my mom took the trampoline away. So
That's so funny.
that's all right. That story's on the internet now forever.
It sure is.
Love you guys. Hope you guys love this show. Okay, next up on the list, we are going to go with. You know what? I'm gonna take shooting hoops.
Dang.
Did you have a basketball hoop when you were a kid?
I didn't have one when I was a kid, but we had a park that was really close, and it was so cool. The school, you could raise and lower it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it was the only school I've ever went to that I was allowed to like move it up and down.
That's sick.
Outside, like public, you can just move it up and down.
Adam lives in that bougie neighborhood.
Not anymore. I'm afraid to go outside where I live now.
The parks where I live didn't even have a freaking net. Adam's got adjustable backboards.
Yeah. It says NBA on it. Brought to you by Shaq. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna take shooting hoops though. I was lucky enough to have a basketball hoop as a kid, and I got some fond memories of just going out in the driveway and shooting hoops with pops. So I'm taking that one.
I like it. My third pick is the Foursquare.
Oh,
the Foursquare. That game was fun. We have like literally 50 kids lined up trying to become the number one square.
Oh, dude, that game is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
and you like add stuff like popcorn where like you can't like catch it, but you have to hit it in the air. You can't hit the ground. That was always so fun.
Dude, we need to bring Foursquare back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Number 3 on my list. This one's going to sound kind of weird. But when I was a kid, we were all just kind of about building forts. You remember just building forts?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take building forts. We would just go out and like, what's that? A old piece of plywood with some rusty nails? Hell yeah. That's the roof right there, baby.
That's awesome. I lived near this tree farm where they would like dig out the trees and like they'd leave the holes.
Oh,
and
dang.
So we would play like war and stuff like that, and like we like the holes were our bases, and that's how we play.
That's sick.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite things. Okay. My fourth pick is the roller slides at the wooden parks where they go. You push them really fast and you go zinging down. That's my favorite.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you get your finger, you ever get your finger jabbed in there?
I don't think I have, and that sounds absolutely awful.
You get
it makes
your
me
finger.
not want to have this as my fourth
like
pick anymore.
Putting your finger in 2 rolling pins.
Ouch! Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, let's move on before I ruin Adam's memories. Yeah. Okay, next up on my list, we are going to go with. I'm sorry, guys. I was kind of a sports kid, so these are all kind of the same. But I'm gonna go with street hockey.
Never played street hockey.
Never played street hockey.
We always played we always played football, like legit tackle football.
Legit tackle football.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna take
street.
I'm gonna take street hockey though. I was lucky enough that we had a kid on our street that had a net. They had a net, and some goalie stuff. So he was obviously always the goalie, and we would get all the kids on the block. Everybody get their rollerblades on, little street hockey. You play with the ball, not with the puck. That was a good time.
That sounds really fun. Okay.
That's great.
My fifth pick is the zip line at the parks. We're talking about where you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, that's a solid one. That's a solid one. Okay. Last up on my list, I am going to go with. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the pogo stick. I'm going to show my age.
Whoa.
I'm going to show my age.
Amazing pick.
I'm going to show my age, but
that's not showing her age, dude. That's so cool.
I'm going with the pogo stick. I love it. I don't know where I got this pogo stick, but I had this pogo stick. It was all black. One of the pedals was like lime green. One was pink. Same with the handlebars, lime green and pink. And I would literally just bounce on that thing and see how high I could go. And I was pretty dang good, man. I could go to like 200s, 300s. I could get there.
That's impressive. That's really cool. I never was really good at the pogo stick, but they were always so fun.
That's so fun.
But that was a good draft. Honorable mentions I have here are bounce houses. I didn't put it on my list because I picked trampolines. Go-karts were always really fun as a kid.
Go-karts should have been on the list. I'm salty I didn't take that one.
Yeah. Swings, and then I always hated the merry-go-rounds. Hated them. I hate dizzy feeling. Makes me go up.
They made me sick. Okay.
Yeah.
On my list, we got, as you guys know, I was a little bit of a skater kid, so I had skateboarding, football, of course, because shout out laser tag. I don't know if you remember laser tag.
And those really cheap vests that you played with outside. Oh, those are so funny.
Yup, laser tag. And then just a shout out to playing catch. Just going out in the backyard with your mitt and a ball and just playing catch.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was a pitcher when I played baseball, and my dad said something. He's like, "Oh, Adam, you're not throwing very hard today." I was like, "Dad, shouldn't have said that." And I was in 6th grade, but I whipped this ball as hard as I went through my whole windup, pitched it as hard as I can. He it nicked off his glove and straight to his face, and he's like, okay, I'm never gonna tell you to throw as hard as you can again, because like my dad was never like an athlete, but he was trying to be like, oh yeah, son, pitch to me, kind of dad. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, beamed him right in the face. So
He's got a matching scar.
yeah, that's his fault. He's like, you're not pitching hard enough. I was like, okay, dad, and boom.
I mean, he done did it.
In 6th grade, I was the best pitcher back in the little league.
With
Wouldn't be
your
that-
with your jean jacket full of patches.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna start being that guy now. But no, I was pitching like 67 miles per hour in 3rd grade. Just kidding. But good draft. Let us know in the comments. Wait, did you do your honorable mentions? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Skating.
Skating. We got
Playing catch.
laser tag, football. Just playing catch, golf. Yeah, I was a sports kid.
Yeah.
My dad just wanted me outside.
True.
As soon as I woke up, it was like, get outside. Like, all
You know
right,
One of
I'll
the
see you when the
best-
street lights come on.
See, my mom like quit even saying that. She's like, just go, like quit being inside. So, but I also really love sledding. That should have been on the list.
Yeah, snowboarding too. I was a
Yeah.
snowboard kid too.
Man, we could talk about this for hours probably.
Literally, being a kid was so much better than being an adult.
I'm now going back in time. I'm no longer adult, and I'm gonna be a child.
We are children now, guys. We have
Yep.
zero responsibilities. We're just
Yep.
gonna play laser tag and snowboard.
Yep, exactly. Okay, moving on. Let us know in the comments which are your favorite childhood activities outdoor or favorite things outdoors. There's so much fun things that you can do outdoors. And let's move on to a game we've already talked about. And my focus or my thoughts of the game have drastically changed. I don't know if they have for you, Dave, but they have for me. So, and we are talking Star Wars Outlaws.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and just kind of just get it off your chest here, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you guys go back and look at the first episode that we talked about this, I was never really juiced on this game. I was just never really. It's not to say that it was a bad game. It just does. It's not like a typical Star Wars game that really kind of intrigues me. So I was never really high on this game. So when I went back and looked at it, and we've seen some more stuff since then, I still I was kind of the opposite of most people, where they were kind of excited about it, and then they saw some new gameplay stuff, and then they're kind of like, I was searching for something that would get me interested into this game. I was hoping there's going to be like some new features that would get me excited. I got nothing.
No, I think they did a terrible job of what they added and showed everybody. But kind of refresh everybody's memories. I was really excited about this game. I had a hot take where saying Star Wars doesn't need to be lightsabers all the time, and if you want to play a lightsaber game, go play Jedi Survivor or anything like that. And I still stand by that. So don't think I'm not, because I think it's a fight between light and dark and evil and bad or whatever. But like I said, still
Light and dark, whatever.
like the dark side, But anyway, all I'm saying is it doesn't need to have lightsabers, and I still stand by that. And kind of recap what the game is. So it's a third-person open-world Star Wars game where you play as Kay Vess. She's a scoundrel, not bounty hunter, scoundrel, kind of criminal kind of situation. And what the new trailer kind of revealed for us, so I'll go ahead and pull that up for us. Essentially is like gave us a little bit more what the story is. Also like a couple things about it, things like that. Nothing groundbreaking in terms of like what they showed us, but essentially you're seeing like in the beginning. So if you're just listening again, it's different crime syndicates all meeting together to kind of say this is our time to like not take over, but like rule the underworld of crime. Saying that it'll make millions because the Empire is fighting the Resistance. And visually, I thought the first trailer looked really good. This trailer kind of lost it for me. I don't know if you had the same experience, Dave. Like visually, I thought the first trailer looked so much better than this one.
I was wondering if it was just like, because I tried to find a bunch of different versions, and I mean, I'm literally watching the IGN version, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this just doesn't, like, is this a bootleg? Like, is this, am I just not getting something here? But yeah, I totally agree. I think there's a downgrade in
Exactly.
just the graphics here.
And I think that's what kind of set me back a little bit in terms of like what this game was. And yeah, they're just showing off different elements of the game, like this new faction of criminals. And the whole idea is like KVS betrayed the biggest like crime syndicate, or like the leader of all of them, which is, hold on, Zurek Besh. Did I say that right? Zurek Besh.
Yes.
Yeah, and so they're kind of after her. She's trying to become free, and so she's trying to steal their money and their fortune to kind of set herself free. So nothing groundbreaking with the story either, but there's more to talk about kind of with what Ubisoft is doing too. I don't know if you saw a lot of that.
I did see a little bit of that, and I think honestly, guys, what I'm least disappointed about was there was a few aspects of the game that I was really kind of excited, not excited, but like I thought were kind of like cool aspects of the game.
Yeah.
They didn't really highlight any of that in this stuff. Like, do you remember the name of her little?
Yeah, Nyx.
Nyx, yeah,
Yeah,
the little
that
pale,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy right there. So I was like, I thought it was kind of interesting that you could have this like companion that would do stuff, for you. Like it
Right.
would sneak, it's supposed to sneak around and like unlock doors and help you fight and like steal stuff. And I'm like, well, where's the like the companion's only just ever running next to you. Like
Right.
it's not doing anything.
So I don't think that. So this isn't a gameplay trailer. This is just showing off the story, basically. And I think which is fine, but I think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot is the stuff alongside with it, but kind of going into like what you'll see in the game in terms of like some cameos. Obviously, you'll see Jabba the Hutt and the Hutt crime syndicate. There's the Crimson Dawn, which is led by Solo's former girlfriend. Wow, I didn't write that name down. Did you get that name or not? Crap. Oh well. The Pike Syndicate, which is another crime organization that was in Clone Wars and also the Book of Boba Fett. The Shiga clan, which is the new one that they're adding in, that Massive has kind of come together with Lucasfilm Games. The Zarek Besh, led by Sliero. I probably said his name wrong. And essentially the bounty's been placed on Kay's head, and she's trying to steal all their money to kind of buy her freedom. But
You know what this feels like to me?
money grab?
No, not a money grab. You know what this feels like to me? This feels like a studio that got overly ambitious on the things that they want to do with the game. And instead of delaying the game and making all of those things happen, I feel like they're really kind of scaling back on everything, dumbing down the story, and just going to put it out.
See, I think this game is more of a cash grab with everything that they're doing with the deluxe edition and the fact that there's a season pass for a single player game.
How does that even work?
Exactly. And so that is where a lot of this frustration is coming with. Not one, it's Ubisoft. And Ubisoft they came out with a statement saying gamers should get used to not owning their games, which is incredibly insane to me. It's like, I'm paying $70 and you're telling me I don't own my game? That's stupid.
That's why I buy physical, bro.
But listen to this, Dave. I knew you were going to bring that up. You buy this game physical, guess what? There's nothing on the game. You have to download the digital aspects of the game.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
So that is a huge turnoff for me. Yeah. So you buy this game, it's a physical disc, but the physical disc is essentially just an installer. Like you are getting like yes, I bought the game. Here's the installer. Give me the game.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
I'm legitimately upset by that.
I just don't understand. And Ubisoft, they haven't been doing things right in a lot of ways. I will say, so this is made by Massive Studios, which is a very good studio of Ubisoft. They made the Division 2, the Avatar game that just came out. It wasn't bad, actually. It was actually pretty fun. I played a little bit of it. It looked really good. And they didn't try to push all this stuff that this game is pushing. And like I said, it's a cash grab in terms of, do you know how much the base game's $70, right?
Right.
Do you know how much the golden edition is?
This is the deluxe or a step above the deluxe?
It's the one above base game. So gold edition.
Gold edition, probably 90.
110.
110.
Do you know what you get?
What?
3-day early access and a season pass, and then the bonus pack that you get as the base game too. $110 for 3 days and a season pass. Ultimate Edition, $130. And all you get is another bundle, a Sabak Shark bundle, and a digital art book. And plus the season pass, the 3 days early access. Insane. Like, what are we getting out of this game? Why are we paying $140, well, after taxes, $140 for a game that's a single player? And with it, it's DLC that's in the game that should just be with the base game. So there's a mission that you don't get unless you buy these higher editions.
What do you get with the season pass? I'm still hung up on the season pass.
Cosmetics? Who knows? Why are you getting cosmetics in a single player game? Like, it's cosmetics that you have to essentially pay for. It's crazy to me. And I was excited for this game in terms like, ooh, an open world Star Wars game. But after seeing all this, it's crazy.
I'm legitimately sad for the future of gaming from hearing this. I really am. I really am.
And I think the big thing is why they're pricing it like this is they want people to buy the subscription. They want people to then say, ooh, this price is too expensive for me. I'm going to get the subscription and forget about it like Dave does with Netflix.
And you just own Ubisoft online for 47 years and chisel away $7 a month.
Yeah. And again, I think it's a cash grab. They lost over $500 million last year.
Did they?
Yeah. And so they're just trying to recoup the stuff that they lost. And then I think Ubisoft and Disney and Marvel together, or Disney and Ubisoft together, is just two bad companies with two bad agendas trying to just make money.
I mean, I hate to go here, but I'm gonna go here. I'm as much as I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I love it. I love it. I grew up on it. I am one of the biggest Star Wars fanboys there is. I am officially done.
A video I watched, they said a good way of wording it. He said he loves Star Wars, but he's distancing himself just based off where everything's going. I thought that was a good way to put it.
I don't care what next Star Wars thing comes out. Like I just don't care at all. They're horrific. It's awful. And it started with the new movies. I know people like the new movies. And people talk crap about about episode 5, 4, 5, and 6. To me, Star Wars is 6 movies, and then everything else after that is trash. And I'm gonna throw it out there and say it. There's 6 movies in the Star Wars franchise, 7 because you can count the Clone Wars, the animated Clone Wars. I really like the animated Clone Wars. So there's 7 movies in the franchise, and the rest is garbage. And I don't understand how much they can keep pumping this stuff out and who they're pumping it out to. Do you know the name of the new movie? Do you know what really did this for me? Where I said I'm done.
What?
What's the name of the new movie?
Like the newest movie that's been out?
The newest movie that's coming out. What's the name of it?
No idea.
Bad Bitch.
No, it's not.
Look it up.
I thought it was Batch.
It says Bad Bitch.
No, it doesn't.
It says Bad Bitch.
Batch. BATCH.
Oh, okay. I thought it said Bad Bitch.
No, it's Batch.
I was like,
Is that a movie? Like, it's a TV series.
Yeah, that's the newest thing coming out.
It's been out since 2021. It's a series.
That's what they're pumping the next installment of that.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I gotcha.
I thought it was Bad Bitch.
No, it's not.
I was like, I'm done. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm done.
I haven't seen it, but it looks like it's like bad Clone Wars. All right, clones. I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. They're doing nothing right in terms of Star Wars right now. And it's sad to say. And I hate to, for anybody that's loving Star Wars right now, I'm sorry, but it's the same story with like how we talk about Marvel. It's like they're not doing anything right for older fans. I mean, there's probably new fans like, oh, I love Star Wars now. This is the greatest stuff. But like for us, like knowing what Star Wars was and where it's going, it's kind of going downhill.
It's going way downhill. It's just not. I don't know. It's what's that term? It's not your father's Star Wars.
Something like that. Yeah.
Done. I don't care about anything Star Wars that comes out. I just really don't.
So there's no selling Dave on this game. There's no really selling me on it anymore. I was really, really, really excited at the reveal, and just based off everything I'm seeing, Am I gonna play it? Definitely, because I always play like I'm a sucker and I'll spend $70 on something I probably shouldn't, but because I like playing video games and like to test this stuff. But I just don't understand why they're doing this to us in terms of like yeah, where they're trying to and this is like you said, the future of gaming has a kind of dark light like a shadow over it where something can go completely change gaming where it kind of ruins it, or hopefully there's a light that you get some of these games that really take it off for everybody, but I don't know.
I think honestly, like the bigger thing at play here is like, I don't know, dude. Like, I never really want to wish something to fail. You know, I say that all the time. I never wish that a game fails. I hope this game fails. I do. I hope it fails because I think there's bigger things at play here. I mean, I think honestly, as gamers, as like a gamer community and as a community of consumers, I think we need to look at this situation and be like, we need to let them know that not owning what we pay for is not okay. Because if they say like, oh my God, we made, you know, $50 million on this game and they don't even own anything, like what's to stop the rest of the developers from doing that? And then you like that's the end of gaming as we know it, dude. Like my whole look at my, you know, your whole shelf of games that you own and stuff like that. Like that doesn't exist anymore. You don't own your game. They can just take the game away at any time they want. Like, oh, we don't want it on Ubisoft on the subscription thing anymore. It's gone.
And they've already done that with the Crew 1. Like you can't play that game.
Think of it this way, guys. Think of it as a you go to a Blockbuster and you rent a game for $70 and you can keep it for a while, but Blockbuster's just gonna come and take it back at some point.
I'm just sad because this is a game I was excited for because there's no really good like open world Star Wars games. You know what I mean? Or like in that IP of Star Wars. And I just thought it was gonna be good, but just everything that I'm reading and it's just not gonna be good.
For the future of gaming, Adam, you cannot buy this game.
I'm gonna buy the game.
You can't buy the game, dude.
Okay, I won't buy the game. But that's
Guys,
guys,
we need to rise up. We need to rise up. Share this video. Let's get 1 billion likes on this video. We need to spread the word. We are boycotting Ubisoft and their nonsense. The revolution starts now. Take back what we own.
Hashtag take back what we own. Dang, there you go, Dave. I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, cool.
That's
All right,
a good one there.
Is the game going to be bad? I don't know. Is the things around the game bad? Yes, it's really bad around the game, I think. This is obviously our personal opinion, so if you're super excited about the game and you don't care about what they're doing to everybody, then that's on you. But like, I think I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but it's like I'm kind of sounding like that today, aren't I?
You know, if you're super excited about the game and you don't give a shit about anybody else, I mean, that's your deal.
I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is like the game is probably going to be fun. You know what I mean? Like it might have some fun aspects, but the stuff around the game and you not actually owning the game, the digital, like you buy the physical copy, but you're still paying for the digital and the season pass, the $140 deluxe edition, and you're not getting anything is crazy. But
I agree, it's overpriced. Yeah. If you guys are excited for it, we're glad you're excited for it.
There's something I saw. It was like taking back games is legal, pirating games is illegal, or like they compared pirating games versus like they said it was like essentially the same thing, but one's legal and one's not.
That makes zero sense to me, dude.
No, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Not what you're trying to say. Just the whole situation about how does that make any sense? How can you say that like you're gonna pay $70 for a game and you don't own it? It doesn't make any sense.
And you look in the movie industry, they're still making Blu-ray movies. Nobody's like, oh, we're gonna stop making Blu-ray movies.
It's like, how does this work in any other field? What if you bought what if the car dealership just comes to your house tomorrow and says we're gonna take the car back?
Yeah, you bought a car subscription.
You bought a car subscription. We can take the car back at any time. You didn't read the fine print. Somebody just comes up to you while you're walking down the street, like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna need that sweater back." Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Crazy and like I don't know. And I know that like the big push is a subscription thing, but like sometimes you just want to own a game, and like with how many exclusive games there are, it's impossible to like spend $180. Like let's see, you have Ubisoft, you have Game Pass, you have PlayStation Plus, you have probably some other ones I'm not remembering, and then you have all the movie stuff. Like those subscriptions add up, and like there's sometimes you can't play those games because you don't want to pay for those subscriptions. EA has one. Like
This is a prime example right here, guys. This is a prime example. Look at this. 1993. 1993. I love that I own this game and I can pop it in and play it any time. And it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen to you. You might not be a 37-year-old retro loser like me, but it's gonna happen. You're gonna get to a point where you're gonna get older, and these games that you just downloaded on your Steam account that that aren't there anymore, that you can't play, you're gonna wish that you had them. I promise you guys, you are going to wish that you had them, because your Steam account will not be there forever. They will take these things away. And like, if I bought this game in 1993 and I'm still playing it today, there's something on your Steam account that you love right now that in 20 years will not be there, and you'll wish that you had it.
I think we've kind of butchered that one.
We really derailed the train there.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. But, let's move on. Like you said, you love Star Wars, Dave. And I think it'd be a good idea to go back to some of those movies and maybe some of those newer ones to do a blind ranking of the best Star Wars movies. Dave, are you ready?
This is not going to go well. Go ahead.
I think it will. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Your first option is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Let's go, dude. You gave me bangers.
I gave you bangers, yeah.
Did you give me bangers? Okay. All right. Oh no. Okay. There's only 2 movies that are better than this, and I don't know if you gave me both of them. I'm gonna put it at a 3.
A 3, a good safe spot. Episode 3, put it in the 3 spot.
There's only 2 movies that are better than that, so I hope that you gave me both of them. But honestly, dude, when the first time when that Vader mask comes down and you hear that click in the first, I was, oh man,
That's a good one.
goosebumps. I had goosebumps.
Okay, Dave, your second option is Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Number 1, baby.
Number 1. I knew
Number
it.
1. Empire Strikes Back is number 1, baby.
Okay. Your third option is Rogue One.
5.
5, really?
Yep.
I thought out of all the newer ones, Rogue One was one of the better ones.
Rogue One was so boring to me.
Really?
I just felt like nothing happened.
Okay.
Didn't you feel that way?
Yeah, I suppose.
I just felt like I was just endlessly waiting for some action.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Your fourth option is Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
Number 2, baby.
Dang, I set you up pretty good, huh?
This is the perfect list. I got the perfect list. I don't even care what number 4 is.
Okay, number 4 is New Hope. Episode 4, New Hope.
That's the one I was hoping for. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. This is the perfect list.
Dang it. I should have given you like Force Awakens, like all that stuff.
This is the perfect list. The perfect list.
That's cool. Okay, I did you a good job.
You did good. The only problem now is though that you took all of the good movies, so now I have to give you garbage.
Or we don't have to do a blind ranking for me. Because only like 10 movies. So,
no, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Adam's blind ranking of the best Star Wars movies ever. Keep in mind, all the good ones have been taken.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam.
The worst Star Wars movies.
Your first choice is going to be Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Still better than the other ones, and I know there's only so many options left, so I'm going to put that at number 1.
That's a solid choice. Yeah, that's a great choice. Okay, next up on the list, we have Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker.
I fell asleep multiple times watching that one, so I'm putting that straight at 5.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, next up on the list, we have Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Out of the newer movies, I didn't think that one was the worst. I actually kind of liked Rey. I thought she's all right. She's a cool character. Finn, though, he's annoying, dude. He was so annoying.
Yeah.
I'll put it at 3.
It's pretty safe.
Yeah. Not
You're
the
gonna be-
worst, but not the best.
You might be salty because I got 2 bangers here. Well, not bangers, but 2 good ones here. Next up on the list, we got episode 1, Phantom Menace.
2.
Number 2, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
People give it crap for Jar Jar Binks, but like everybody forgets like that's the Darth Maul movie, dude. That's
Yeah.
the Darth Maul movie.
I would have put that at number 1, but
Okay, and Adam's number 4 pick is going to be the 2008 animated Clone Wars.
ooh, the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Dang it. That should have been up higher for sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's all right.
No,
I was kind of set up for failure with that list because I gave you all the good ones.
you did indeed give me all the good ones, and I appreciate you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But I think we're on the topic of Star Wars. Might as well keep it going with a draft of the best Star Wars characters ever. Dave, go first.
You're letting me go first again.
Yeah, because it just flows better when I make these edits, or it's like, unless you want to introduce it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so weird, like, draft of the best Star Wars characters, and then I'm the number 1 pick, like the next clip.
Adam is relinquishing having better picks in these drafts for the sake of faster editing. I
No, not
love it.
faster editing, better flowing editing. So if you want to introduce it, you can do that too.
No, that's all right. I'll take number 1 pick. Okay. With the number 1 pick in the draft, there's only one place to go. It's Darth Vader. It is Darth Vader.
That was not my number 1 pick, so I'm okay with it.
Not your number 1 pick.
Actually, is it bad? I kind of liked Anakin Skywalker a little bit more than like before he turned to Darth Vader.
Oh, are we counting Anakin and Darth Vader as two?
No, they're one person. But like, I liked episode 3 where you could see him turning to the dark side. That was so cool.
I mean, I'm
Minus
not gonna
butchering
lie.
a bunch of kids. That was kind of bad.
I'm kind of in the family of like Anakin was just a little whiny. He was just a little kind of.
He definitely was, but like when his eye color changed and like you could just see him turning bad, that was so cool.
The when he fights Obi-Wan, that is like one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
No, when Obi-Wan's like, I have the high ground, Anakin. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, no, and Anakin. It's that first part when he first starts going bad that kind of gets me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Vader. He's just all bad.
Yeah, but also butchering kids is kind of bad.
Yeah, that part's kind of messed up.
Yeah. So never mind. He's not my number 1 pick if I had the option. So, well then I'm gonna take his son. My first pick is Luke Skywalker.
That is
Very
a
basic.
fantastic pick. I'm gonna throw it out there, guys. I know we probably picked the most basic characters out there, but if your number 1 and number 2 are not Vader and Luke, you are wrong. I'm just
Very
gonna
wrong.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay, next up on the list, number 2, I'm going to take Yoda.
Dang.
I gotta
was
do
a little
it.
lower on my list, but I like that pick. Okay.
Pick him higher. You must.
I should have. Okay, I guess my next character isn't that basic, to be honest, but my second pick is Lando.
That's a great pick.
Dude, he was so cool.
Freaking Calrissian, man.
Yeah, him, and then when he was Childish Gambino, like when Childish Gambino played as him.
Danny Glover or
Yeah.
Donald
Donald
Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did a good job, but
No, he did a great job. I love Donald Glover.
and I just like that character. Lando's so cool.
It's a great pick. Okay. Next up on my list, number 3, we are going to take there's so many good characters. I'm taking Han Solo.
Oh,
I gotta do it.
That's
I gotta
okay. He
do
was
it.
low on my list. Again, kind of a basic character that everybody loves. You know, it's like, it's one of those things like, oh, you're just part of the, it's mainstream. He's a mainstream character, which
He's
is fine.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm old.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's all mainstream. It's
I'm
all
picking a
mainstream from
mainstream.
here, guys.
I'm picking mainstream next. My third pick is Boba Fett.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. Was Boba Fett like without the Mandalorian? Is Boba Fett on your list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that.
I haven't seen Mandalorian, so
No.
no.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Number 4. Number 4 on my list. Okay, guys. We are going to go with. Oh man, there's some good ones. Taking R2. Give me R2D2.
RTG2.
I gotta do it. He's iconic, man.
He's iconic, but he's kind of boring.
He's kind of funny.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
The R2D2 is like the comic relief. Him and the other. You can have. Are you taking him?
No, I'm not taking C3.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
C3PO.
Him and C3PO are like the comic relief of the Star Wars universe.
I suppose. Okay. My fourth pick.
Fourth, yeah.
Wow, we're cruising.
We are cruising.
My fourth pick is Chewbacca.
That was on my list.
Basic
Yeah.
characters.
We got so many basic characters.
Yeah, it's okay.
We better get outside the box here.
Hey, Lando's outside the box.
Lando's pretty outside the box. Chewie was on my list too, though. Dude, the basic characters are so good.
I agree.
That's the problem. The basic characters are too good. Okay, guys, wrapping up my draft number 5. We are going to take Darth Maul. Give me that dual-sided lightsaber. I gotta do it.
Cool. He's so cool.
The dual-sided lightsaber is so sick.
I have some good picks here. A couple of these aren't basic. There's so many good honorable mentions after this, but my final pick of the draft is the only lightsaber that is purple, and that is Mace Windu.
Doing the Mace Windu.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson, the purple lightsaber. It's so cool.
You know why he's got a purple lightsaber?
Because he didn't want any other color, right?
He demanded that he would be the only one with a purple lightsaber so that you could always tell where he is on the screen.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so cool, though.
It's so crazy.
It's so cool. But I like it.
That's a great pick. Honorable mentions for me. I'll keep it short and sweet here because we can go on forever. I feel like it would be a disservice if we did not mention the Emperor and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have Captain Rex. Also, what was the other one I had? I had this one on the top of my head, but I can't remember now because I didn't have them on my list. There's a bunch, there's a bunch. I'm actually just blanking.
There's a few. No.
General Grievous, he's really cool.
Grievous is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's good ones.
A Rancor.
Kylo Ren.
Man. I think Kylo Ren is what ruined the new movies for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly liked Rey. I thought she was a good character. You know what I mean? Do you disagree with that part?
Okay, so the problem with and I understand this. I get this. The problem with the first two, like the first couple movies in this new series, was there was no lightsabers.
Yeah, and the fights were so lame.
And I understand. I understand the concept, and this is people's number one argument, is they did not know how to fight with the lightsabers. They needed to learn how to use the lightsabers first. But this movie, and I know, I know this is going to go back to the whole point of does Star Wars need lightsabers? In a game, I guess not, but in a movie, yeah, that's what I'm there for. I'm there for lightsaber battles. That's what I want to see. And there was nothing. They gave me nothing.
I think part of that is with that, it's the Solo movie, that movie isn't about that's about Solo's story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But where on the other side, it's a Star Wars movie, it's the Jedi versus you know what I mean? That is where there should be lightsabers when they're highlighting specific parts of the series and the IP and all that or the world. It makes sense in certain ways, but if they're making a Jedi versus Sith world or movie, there needs to have good lightsaber fighting.
Exactly. That's what I'm there for. I could not agree more. You're making the Han Solo movie, no lightsabers make sense. You're making Star Wars 7, there's no lightsaber battles in Star Wars 7. Are you crazy? Are you crazy right now?
And I think that's why a lot of people don't like it. So, but moving on, we're getting on lots of tangents tonight. So let's get to our last game, Dave. We're just cruising through. Ultra Mega Cats is our last game.
I brought this game up because I was searching for a game. Honestly, the game that I was looking at, we decided not to do. And then I was looking at another game, and I just saw this, and I was like, Adam will love this game.
I like it. It's not my most favorite game.
I think this is a perfect game for you.
I guess.
It's a roguelike shooter. You get to play with your homies.
Okay. It looks cool. It looks cool. So let's pull up the trailer. Here it is. Ultra Mega Cats, Mega Ultra Cats. I'm blanking on it now. Ultra Mega Cats.
Ultra Mega Cat.
Alright.
So if you guys are just listening, what we are looking at is a pretty colorful world. I think it's pretty cool. And it doesn't seem like anything super out of the ordinary. But basically what we're looking at is a very fast-paced roguelike co-op. It's a third-person shooter. You are playing as an Ultra Mega Cat, and you are playing in a world in which madness has erupted, and birds and rodents have taken over, and cats are the scum of the scum, and you are one of the last remaining cats, and you are fighting against birds and rats and bunnies to escape captivity and get back to freedom and regain your hierarchy as the cat.
Okay, the game, it looks fun. I'm not gonna lie. It looks a lot like. Do you know what Risk of Rain 2 is?
Yep.
That's exactly what this game reminds me of. Mechanically, the game seems sound, like, and the things that I've seen in it, like, I like the animations, and I like the fact that there's 5 different cats you can choose from that have different abilities. The one that they started with is the bow and arrow, so you know I'll be playing as that character 100%.
That's exactly what I saw a cat with a bow and arrow, and I was like, Adam would love this.
I do love that part of the game. I will play as that cat with the bow and arrow. Essentially, you can play with, is it 4 other people or 3?
Up to 4-player co-op.
You get to customize your own loadouts with different play styles that fit your play style, which is really cool. A couple things that I saw with it and I heard like in the game, the sound design is really weird.
Is
Like,
it?
Yeah, I was hearing like the shooting. It's like, it's like, okay, it's like sounds like splatters more than shooting.
I mean, maybe it's a silencer. Maybe get some silencers on there.
I guess, but it's a mech. I don't know. But so that's really all I had for it. Like, there's nothing like super groundbreaking with the game. I think the story, like you're trying to escape these like rodents, is kind of a funny story.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we talked about with Duckside. It's kind of like a carbon copy of other games, but just with a kind of a very interesting twist to it. And I think it's really interesting. I mean, like, I don't know. I thought Adam would be more excited about it, but I just thought it was kind of a fun, kind of quirky game that just really kind of caught my eye. And there's, like Adam said, there's 5 playable characters. Each are going to have 50 different mods. So, I mean, it's going to be like, you're going to have some customization. You're going to be able to tailor the way that you want to play this.
No. I mean, yeah, sorry, yeah. No, that looks cool. Is what I'm going with. Sorry. No, Dave, no.
Adam's just like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, no, I think it looks really cool. I was trying to say, no, yeah, that looks really cool. This is where I was going with it.
But yeah, it's basically going to be a horde shooter. I mean, you're just going to have tons of enemies coming at you and blasting away at them. And I think one of the things that's really interesting, you would think this game is kind of just a kind of a copy and paste kind of thing. But they are saying that there's going to be randomly selected, like procedurally generated runs to it, right? So no two runs is going to be the same. So basically what they're saying is that what happens is you need to escape captivity, and there's going to be 6 different rooms in each playthrough that you need to escape through, and those rooms will be selected at random, and also the areas within those rooms will be generated randomly. So it's not every time you load in, it's going to be a different playthrough. So I think that's very ambitious, especially from a smaller dev, and at a price point that I can't imagine is going to be ridiculously high.
Oh, and I think I feel like that's starting to become the theme with roguelites, if that makes sense. Like those procedural generated things. Like you see it with Hades, you see it with Hellboy when we played that. And I think that's really cool. I think it sells this game a bit better, because how boring would it be to do these runs, beat it, and you do it again, it's the same exact run. You know what I mean? I feel like having it where like it's different every time you jump in, it makes it so much more fun and much better.
Yeah, they needed this. I mean, they needed this. And if I had to throw a price point out there for this game, $20 maybe.
I can't imagine much more than that. I do really like the feel and the flow of how the characters are moving. A lot of they kind of move in like a third person Overwatch feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I kind of really like that, and just kind of like with the cat with the bow and arrow kind of reminds me of like a Han Solo. You look at the one that's in a mech, it's like Diva. So that's kind of the comparison I made to it. Yes, it's not really like an Overwatch game. It's more of a Risk of Rain, but I don't know. I think it looks really fun, and if I can convince a friend to play, Dave, I will definitely, I'll definitely give it a shot with a friend. I feel like this is a game like it has that co-op element. Will it be fun as by yourself? Yes, but I think having multiple people playing with you, it makes it so much better.
Yeah, and you know that this game is going to do all right because you know people love cats. People just love cat things. They really do. People just love cat things. So I think having to do with cats is going to kind of sell this a little bit. Some people are just going to buy this just because they love cats and they're like, "Look, I'm playing as a cat."
Cat Ninja.
It's like Stray. Yeah, you ever seen Stray?
I did.
It was an okay game, but I feel like people just really much more just enjoyed being a cat.
I'm gonna have a hot take for you, Dave. I do not like cats.
You don't like cats?
I do not like cats. I'm a dog person.
Hot take, boys. I don't like cats either.
My best friend loves cats. Like, and it's not that I hate cats. I just won't ever own a cat.
I think if I say this, we're gonna get banned.
Okay, let's skip it. We're we don't like cats. That's okay. The game looks fun. I'm gonna get it if I have somebody play with Dave.
The game, I think we're gonna get canceled. It's
don't
for
do
saying that we don't like cats.
I'm just kidding. But if you're excited about this game, let us know. And I really don't have much to say except for I do like the fact that it says "Step aside, Ninja Turtles." It's time for the Ultra Mega Cats to hit the stage.
I do like that part too. So I mean, again, guys, this game isn't anything crazy. It looked quirky. It looked funny. Another small dev. You know, we love supporting the small devs over here, and I think you're gonna get that kind of funny, kind of joking, kind of game, like that's going to tailor over into the gameplay. I got to imagine there's some quirky, funny one-liners that your cats are going to be shooting out and you know, all that stuff. So give this one a look. It's, you know, like I said, I can't imagine it being more than like $20 or so. If you're into roguelikes, you like horde shooters, stuff like that, put this one on your wish list. Put it on the wish list. Yeah, and check it out.
Going to be on my wish list because I do want to try it. I think it looks really fun. It's just, like I said, it's kind of how we've been talking about with these other games like Duckside, Empire of Ants. It's putting a new skin or new painting on a genre that's already been out, but in a good way. Like it's not like it's just a reskin. Like, oh, it's so like let's just do the same thing, just change it. No, it's like it looks good. It looks like it is gonna play good, and I think that's why it looks fun.
It's funny that we talked about this when we were talking about Duckside. We were like, oh, I think we're gonna start seeing more games like this where they have these
been.
And yeah, it's like the very next week it's like Ultra Mega Cats and you're like, yeah, there's gonna be some more of this. So yeah, if it sounds interesting to you guys, check it out. Drop it on your wish list. Does not have a release date yet, but should be coming very soon.
You know what that is? These cats look so cool, Dave.
But are they the greatest cats of all time?
I do not know.
Well, it's time to find out because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the draft of the greatest pop culture cats of all time. Adam, you can have number one.
Yeah, that's why I put the applause in there.
Better for your editing.
It is better for my editing. Okay, I do have a question. Is this like the feline genre? Like, can I take like a tiger, or does it have to be cats?
Bro, you put tigers on your list?
Because they're cats.
I mean, okay.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, my first pick, anyway.
I'm gonna get dusted, dude. He's got lions on his list.
Well, I didn't know if we were going with like felines or anything like that.
Take it.
Well, my first pick is Garfield.
But you asked if you could have a tiger.
I know, but like I didn't want you to get this pick, so I made sure to get him on my list first.
I mean, in the draft of best cats, I feel like Garfield has to be number one. That's a great pick. That's a great pick. Okay, well, I am old, so my first pick is going to be Lion-O, little Thundercat.
Okay. Yeah.
Thundercats roar, baby.
Roar. Okay, I like that pick, Dave. Have I ever seen it? Nope. But I like that pick.
You've never seen Thundercats?
No, I haven't.
Thundercats. Ho!
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Nothing?
Nope.
You have to watch the Thundercats.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
My second pick is Puss in Boots.
That was on my list.
Yeah.
Really?
He's so cool. He's the coolest cat in like that fights. Yeah, I like him.
Okay, well, I got a one up you here, and I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna take the coolest cat in the entire world. We're going to go with a little Mr. Bigglesworth.
Oh,
Here, kitty.
that's funny. I like that one. That's a good one, Dave. Dang. I
Had
didn't
to
even
do
think
it.
about that one. Yeah.
I had to do it. That's a deep cut right there.
It is a very deep cut. Okay, my third pick is Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that's where I should have gone, but I didn't.
You did not.
I did not do it. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a great pick. Okay, well, to combat Tom, I am going to go with Sylvester, my number 3 pick.
Ooh, good one.
Had to do it.
Yeah, he's a good one. Not the brightest cat. Well, granted, neither is Tom.
I mean, I would probably take Tom over Sylvester, but you
Yeah.
already beat me to the punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my fourth pick is the Cat in the Hat.
That was on my list too.
You like how I asked if I could have like tigers and stuff, and I haven't even picked a single tiger yet?
Not one. He's just
Yeah.
stealing all my banger cats from the
And I just
list.
I wanted you to think that I was going to start picking tigers and lions and
He's-
panthers and
He's in my head, guys. He's
Yeah.
in my head.
So
Okay,
now
this is number 4.
yes.
Oh my god, I'm actually running out of picks because you're
Yep.
taking all my stuff. Okay, number 4, we are going to. I'm gonna butcher this. I can never say this. Number 4 pick is going to be the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh, yeah, like the pink and purple cat.
Yeah,
The really
I love
creepy
that cat.
one.
Yeah, he's
Oh
so
my
creepy
gosh,
and weird. Yeah, but he's
Nah,
funny.
I don't want him on my list. I'm glad he's on your list. I never really liked that. Alice in Wonderland like always freaked me out.
I love Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah.
dude.
Hmm.
It's so crazy. It's such a trippy world.
Yeah, it is.
That's old school Disney.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
That was good Disney.
that's when good stuff was on
Yeah.
Disney.
Okay. Can I take a dog?
On the cat draft,
Yeah.
is a cat dog.
How'd you know? So my fifth pick or my final pick is cat dog.
What a cheater! What a cheater!
I had to make sure to throw a dog in there somehow because I like
Adam-
dogs more.
Adam somehow snuck a dog into the cat draft, and I can't do anything about it. Okay,
It's a cat and a dog.
That
it's
is
a cat dog.
that is a fantastic pick. That is the pick of all picks
Yeah.
for this draft. Okay. All right. Well, I guess with my very last pick, we are going to go with Snowball, cat from The
Ooh.
Simpsons.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
Yeah.
like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
No love for Snowball.
Nah, that's okay. But some honorable mentions. This is where all my Panthers and my Lions and my other felines are coming out. Number 1 is Tony the Tiger from Frosted Flakes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Aslan from Chronicles of Narnia.
Yup, also a good one.
Simba from Lion King. Meowth, the Pink Panther, and then Tigger.
Those are all good picks.
See, I didn't put them on my list because I thought some of my good picks were going to be taken, so I made sure to like have backups just in case.
Those are great picks. Okay. I only got one actually. Let's give a little shout out to the cat that kind of started it all. 1919, Felix the cat.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's old school right there.
All right, well, let us know in the
episode.
comments below which cats we missed and which cats would be your top 5. But yes, Dave, great episode. We got on some tangents tonight, but I think it was appropriate. You know, this is our first or our year anniversary episode. Let's just throw some randomness in it, you know?
I think this is what the people want to hear, man.
Yeah.
I think that they want to know a little bit more about us, right?
Yeah,
We kind of,
yeah.
a couple tangents. We went off on a couple tangents, but that's all right.
Yeah, maybe we've targeted a couple of our listeners and like, oh, you don't like it? Well, who cares kind of situation tonight. I didn't mean it by any means. Maybe I had a bad day at work and I'm taking it out on the episode, but no, great episode. Dave, take it away, and I'll obviously chime in after you.
1 year, you guys have been absolutely amazing. We super appreciate you guys. We could not have done it without you. Here's to the next year. Looking forward to it. Love you guys very, very much. Adam, what you got for him?
I'm just gonna say the same thing. Really been awesome. We're like really excited for this next year of content and things for everybody. And of course, if you're not following us on all social media, make sure to do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. And let us know in the comments if there's anything that you want us to put into our episodes, what drafts you want to hear. And if you like the video, tippity tap the like button or the episode and then subscribe.
Do all the things, ring the bell, subscribe. Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.
We're so canceled for not liking cats.
Totally.